The Beaver's back, and we'll ask Jerry Mathers why in a moment. It's 7 before the hour. As the song says, everything old is new again. That's about to happen with one of the most popular TV shows of a generation ago. Leave It to Beaver.
You don't want to hear it, Dad.
No, Dad, you sure don't.
Well, of course I do. The least I can do is to check it for punctuation.
Well, okay. But don't get any fingerprints on it.
Yeah. The most interesting character I have ever known is my father, Mr. Ward Cleaver. Mister?
That counts as a word, Dad.
Most of the original cast is back in the new Leave It to Beaver. In the new series on cable station WTBS, Beaver has a son of his own.
Do you ever get old enough so dumb things stop coming out of your mouth?
Well, son. No.
Jerry Mathers is still the Beaver after all these years, and he is joining us this early morning from Los Angeles. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you today?
Okay. Do you find it strange that Beaver is suddenly in the position of providing Ward Cleaver type advice to his own son?
Well, not really. I think it's like any father, when you have a father that's really good and has a lot of good advice, you can pass it on to your own son.
The show is so popular after all these years. What do you think the appeal is?
Well, I think people are looking for that kind of television. It was a very easy time in a lot of people's lives, the 50s and the early 60s, and we've come back and given them a show that has situation comedy, but it's basically a show about relationships and commitments and parents committing to their children and vice versa.
Do you think the new series will be able to recreate and capture what was so wonderful about the original series?
Well, we sure hope so. What we're trying to do is make a series that people can sit down and watch with their whole family. There won't be anything to embarrass any member of the family. We have a fairly big ensemble cast. I have 2 sons in the new show. Wally has 2 children. Eddie Haskell has 2 children. So I think that everybody will be able to relate to it. The kids will watch the kids. The adults will watch the new Wally and the Beaver. And, of course, we still have Barbara Billingsley as June, and I think the grandparents will even like it.
As I understand that Ken Osmond, Eddie Haskell, has 2 kids and are played by Ken Osmond's own sons.
That's true. We did a massive talent search and had about 3,000 or 4,000 kids come up to play the new Eddie Haskell. And Ken asked if his son could read for the part. And we said, well, okay, but, we're not going to show him any special favoritism. He got in there and read the lines and suddenly started cackling, just like Eddie Haskell. He had the part.
What about Jerry Mathers' kids? Why aren't they in this?
Well, I don't know. My kids right now are in school, and they're not really that interested. They see me getting up very early in the morning. When I'm working at the studio, most days I start at about 5. I don't get home till about 9 or 10 at night. I study lines, so it's not so bright and glamorous and all premieres for them. They see all the hard work that goes into it.
We hear so much about how difficult it is for child stars. Did the cast of Leave It to Beaver have those tough times?
Well, I didn't, and I don't think Tony Dow or Ken Osmond did. We were always a very happy cast. In fact, somebody asked us the other day, Tony and I were doing an interview, and they said, what was the biggest fight you guys ever had? We both sat there for about 5 minutes, thought about it. We can never remember having any fight at all.
With that kind of relationship, you all must have been very anxious to get back together again and reunite.
Oh, we were, and it's very easy working with these people. When you do a comedy, a lot of it's timing, and we've all worked together for so long that we can just walk in and know when somebody needs a look or how to help them to make a joke work and things like that. So it's probably one of the easiest casts ever to work with, especially for me.
Do you think this 80s audience will accept the Cleavers in the 80s world with still 50s traditions?
Well, they're 50 traditions, but, basically we've grown up in an awful lot of people's homes, and those people have also grown up. With the demographics of the show, a lot of kids have been watching the old show for years and years and years. Now they'll get a chance to see how the Beaver grew up and see his kids of his own.
And we can't wait to see that. Thank you very much, Jerry Mathers, although I'm still tempted to call you the Beaver. We thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much for inviting me.